Somewhere above 20,000 feet, oxygen is a myth, traction is a rumor, and gravity's just another punk to be body slammed. Tonight, we don't climb hills, we defy them. 10 iron gods, one impossible list. Welcome to the summit where legends park. The Jeep Wrangler isn't just a car, it's this stubborn rectangle on wheels that once March 13th, 2007, decided the world's highest volcano wasn't high enough. So it dragged itself up to 6,646 meters, snow whipping its windshield like God was sandblasting it. Engine coughing thin air at 21,000 feet, where most turbos would wheeze like asthmatics. Matthias Jeschke, that mad German with extreme events, took two bone stock unlimited Rubicons 3.8-liter V6s pumping 202 horses and 237 pounds of torque, no turbos, no nitro, just pure dumb American displacement, and aired down the Goodyear MT/R 32-inch tires to maybe 12 psi so they could bite penitentes taller than you. Those jagged ice blades that tear rubber like paper, and they winched each other across a glacier that looked like shattered glass. Guinness stamped it, first 4x4 ever to park up there. Altitude so low the oxygen's a rumor, cabin pressure like sucking through a straw. But the Jeep just idled, mocking gravity with its soft top flapping like it was at a beach, not a death zone. Later Porsche would nudge past by 40 meters, but that Wrangler, still the first, still stock, still laughing. Switch to the Porsche 911, Dakar, call her Edith, December 2nd, 2023. Romain Dumas, three-time Le Mans champ, strapped portal axles under a 992. Carrera 4S, jacked clearance to 13.8 inches. Wrapped carbon Kevlar skirts that shrug off rocks like insults, and bolted on 37-inch all-terrains. He ran Porsche's own HIF, carbon-neutral e-fuel, because even volcanoes care about emissions now. And up Ojos again, ash so fine it's like climbing a sand hourglass sideways. Hit 6,734 meters, 22,093 feet if you're counting. Beat two Unimogs by 40 meters, flat tires didn't pop once. Even when the slope hit 45 degrees and loose, the car still did 0 to 60 in 6.5 seconds, because physics is optional. Carbon fiber skid plates took shrapnel that'd shred lesser rigs, and those steel safety cables. Not for towing, they're so the whole thing doesn't flip and tumble like a toy when the front end lifts into oblivion. If you're enjoying this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more gravity-defying, summit-conquering videos like this one. The Mercedes Unimog, the U5023, bright orange like caution tape, December 13th, 2019, Jeschke back with his portal axle Beast 5.1-liter diesel, 231 horses, 664 pounds of torque that feels like a freight train pushing your spine. Michelin XFL 38's aired down, tire pressure control hissing live, 12-ton winch ready to yank siblings off cliffs. They bolted ballast boxes to shift the center of gravity low enough that on 50-degree lava walls it didn't even sway. Reached 6,694 meters, installing emergency radios altitude so high the diesel gulped like a drunk, but torque bias split four-wheel, crawler gear 1.0 to 1, and it just ate rock for breakfast, literally. Gravel crunching under flanges like cereal. Still the highest ever driven because cars might brag, but trucks carry the apocalypse on their back. The Toyota Land Cruiser, no single headline climb, but Moab's slick rock fins 45 to 50 degrees of polished sandstone. Treat it like pavement. Stock 100 series on 33-inch all-terrains hits those bowls daily. 8,000-pound winch hanging front like a jaw. 9.5-inch clearance. Full-time four-wheel with active traction that breaks one wheel to power the other. Crawling 45 degrees without a bead of sweat owners. Film 48-degree garage ramps. Groceries in back, as if gravity's optional. In 1998, a convoy of 80 series paraded up Skyline drives, measured 48 degrees. Zero mods, just brute 9.6-liter diesel and a crawl ratio that laughs at slip. Slick Rock's the real test, zero traction, pure friction, and the cruiser wins because it's not flashy, it's inevitable, like time. The Land Rover Defender, well, The Range Rover Sport P400e Hybrid February 12, 2018. Ho Pin Tung drove it up Tianmen Mountain's 999 steps, each 45 degrees exact, stone carved like a staircase to nowhere. 398 gas horses plus 114 electric, terrain response in rock crawl mode, gripping so tight the tires squeal like brakes. Hill descent control easing speed so it doesn't flip. 22 minutes, 47 seconds to Heaven's Gate. First vehicle ever to drive those stairs, not crawl them. No winches, just finesse. Electric torque filling in where gas lagged. And the whole thing stayed planted because body control is British engineering's silent flex no drama, just lunacy turned routine. The Ford Bronco, fresh 2020 prototype on Rubicon's Cadillac Hill. 39 degrees of loose granite that looks like a gravel avalanche frozen mid-collapse. Every fist-sized chunk waiting to skate under 35-inch Goodyear Territory MTS the moment you goose the throttle. Drops into 4 low with a clunk you feel in your molars. 4.7 to 1 crawler ratio so low, the 2.7-liter EcoBoost is basically idling at 1,000 RPM while Torquey pours out like molasses. 425 pound-feet, split 50-50 through front and rear lockers that bite so hard the diffs sound like they're chewing rebar. 11.6 inches of clearance means the Dana 44 Advantech axles swing under boulders the size of coffee tables without kissing steel. And when the trail tilts past 40 degrees, the GOAT modes dial in rock crawl, stabbing brakes on the inside rear tire with trail turn assist to shrink the turning radius from pickup truck to go-kart, pivoting the whole rig around a granite nub like a tank on a dime. Owners now, 5 years deep into production, routinely push 46 degrees on Moab's polished fins. Fins so slick that spray-on bedliner would feel grippy, where the Sasquatch package's Bilstein position-sensitive dampers soak up the stair-step drops without ever unloading a tire. No belly scrape, even when the frame rails hover a credit card above razor sandstone. Because the sway bar disconnect drops the body into full articulation, 43.2-degree approach angle, carving a clean line so the bumper never kisses rock, breakover at 29 degrees, letting the skid plates skate over ridges that would high-center lesser trucks, and departure at 37.2 so the tail doesn't hang up on the exit lip. Real-world footage from Johnson Valley shows a wild track on 37s, crawling a measured 48-degree chute in first gear, throttle feathered to the width of a hair, the rear locker clacking every time a tire lifts an inch, and the front digs in with trail control acting like off-road cruise control at 1 mile per hour. No drama, no wheel spin, just the low growl of twin turbos spooling in the thin desert air while dust devils spin off the fenders. Side slopes hit 41 degrees factory rated, enough to make the door handles point at the sky. Yet the Bronco's wide track and low center of gravity keep it planted, the electronic stability yawning open to allow 45 degrees of roll before it even thinks about nanning you. And when the inevitable happens, say, a hidden ledge kicks the driver's side tires skyward, the Haas 3.0 system's bypass zones bleed pressure so fast the truck settles back to earth without slamming the frame. Out in the hammers, a Badlands on 35s with the 10-speed auto and 4.7 final drive has been caught on drone footage holding a steady 44-degree climb for 30 seconds straight, engine temp barely nudging 210, the front camera feeding a 180-degree view so the spotter can call lines from the passenger seat while the rear diff cooler keeps the locker fluid from boiling. And because the frame is boxed high-tensile steel with 8 cross members, the whole rig flexes like a bow but never twists, so even when the passenger front is compressed 12 inches and the driver rear is dangling in free air, the doors still open and close without binding. Owners in Cali's High Sierra swear by airing down to 8 peak on the BF GKO2s for volcanic sand climbs that hit 45 sustained, the beadlock-capable wheels keeping the tires married to the rim, while the Bronco's 7,500-pound tow rating laughs at the idea of needing a winch. Though the factory Xeon 10S is there if you're feeling dramatic. In the slick rock bowls of Pritchett Canyon, a Raptor-spec Bronco R on 37s has been time crawling a 47-degree bowl for 45 seconds, the 3.0-liter V6 never breaking 3,000 RPM. The front bash plate sparking like a grinder on every ledge yet never bending because it's quarter-inch aluminum, and down in the red dust of Valley of Fire, A two-door Outer Banks on 33s with the 2.3-liter 4 and 7-speed manual has held a 45-degree sand wall for a full minute. Clutch feathered like a surgeon's scalpel, the rear axle tramp suppressed by the independent front suspension that still flexes 20 inches of travel. Point is, the Bronco doesn't just survive the incline, it owns it. Nose pointed at the sky long before the rocks can argue. Every degree past 40 feeling like the truck is daring the mountain to try harder. And in the golden hour light of the Mojave, with the shadow of the rig stretching 30 feet up the cliff face, you realize the rebirth wasn't just marketing, it was a promise kept, one granite chunk at a time. The Suzuki Jimny, that pint-sized 4-foot box on steroids, barely wider than a golf cart and tipping the scales at a featherweight 2,300 pounds, packs a 1.5-liter 4-banger with 101 horses and 95 pound-feet that sound like a joke until you watch it scramble up a 45-degree muddy forest wall, slicker than a grease slide, tires clawing through roots thicker than your forearm, like a mountain goat on espresso. The 3-link rigid axles articulate so violently, the body twists 30 degrees without the tires ever lifting. 8.8 inches of ground clearance, letting the belly skate over fallen logs that would high center a pickup, while All Grip Pro's brake traction LSD yanks power from a spinning wheel and shoves it to the one with bite. The transfer case locked in 4L at a crawler ratio of 4.1 to 1, so the engine barely clears 1,500 RPM, yet torque multiplies enough to make the chassis shudder. UK Forestry Commission crews run these daily on logging roads that tilt 45 degrees for hundreds of yards, chainsaws in the back. Mud to the headlights, the Jimny's ladder frame shrugging off stumps that would snap a unibody in half. And when the slope turns to soup, the central diff lock splits torque 50-50, while hill hold keeps it from rolling backward even on wet clay. Modded examples, think lifted suspensions, 33-inch mud terrains, and snorkels hit 6,688 meters on Ojos del Salado in 2019, 42 meters above the Jeep's record, thin air so brutal the carburetor gasped. But stock Jimnys in the Scottish Highlands pull 47-degree measured inclines on heather and peat, the low-range gearbox whining like a dentist drill, while the driver sips tea because at under a ton curb, weight gravity barely notices it's there. The approach angle hits 49 degrees stock, breakover 28, departure 31, so the nose dives under branches and the tail clears ruts without dragging. And when the trail narrows to single track, the Jimny's 59-inch width slips between trees that force full-size rigs to reverse. Owners in Japan's Akiyoshidai Cars Plateau air down the stock Bridgestone Dueler HTS to 6 psi and crawl 46-degree limestone shelves. The body rolling 40 degrees, yet the doors still latch because the cage is boxed steel. And in Australia's Victorian High Country, a bone stock 4th gen has been filmed holding a 45-degree muddy chute for a full minute, throttle feathered to the width of a credit card, the rear bumper kissing a tree trunk while the front tires spider up a waterfall of sludge. Point is, small means nimble, light means less gravity to fight, and the Jimny doesn't climb hills. It ignores them. A hummingbird in a world of eagles. The Hummer H1, military green, 60% grade 31 degrees, sustained on Baja dunes, where sand's steeper than math allows. 7.3-liter diesel, 195 horses, 450 pounds, portal axles geared high, 38-inch run flats, central tire inflation, live dropping pressure, mid-climb so it floats up 40% side slopes at full gross weight. Baja 1000 support rigs hit 33 degrees, brochure says 60% all day, and civilian Alphas with Duramax swaps do 35 loose. It's not fast, it's armored inevitability. The Nissan Patrol Y61 V8, 5.6-liter 400 horses, 413 pounds. September 2015, Mansour Al-Halay blasted a 100-meter 49-degree dune in 4.9 seconds. Guinness clocked it. 37-degree approach, 7-speed auto, hydraulic body motion control keeps roll zero on 50-degree faces. Sand mode deflates tires live while lockers bite. Desert taxis climb 50 degrees daily in Liwa. No drama, just endless torque and heat-shrugging cooling. Finally, the Ineos Grenadier, that unapologetic slab of British grit powered by BMW's Velvet Smooth 3-liter straight six, 281 horses on gas, or 245 on diesel, both snarling through a ZF 8-speed that shifts like a sniper's bolt, and a Tremec 2-speed transfer case locked in a 5.3 to 1 crawler so deep the engine barely clears 1200 RPM, while Torquey floods the axles like a dam break. Rides on 10.4 inches of clearance, coil-sprung live axles that flex 40 degrees without binding, proven on 31-degree sustained gradients in factory testing, yet whispering 45-degree side slopes in unofficial Schöckel logs where the quarry walls loomed like cathedral spires. Those same Austrian granite proving grounds logged 1.1 million test miles, tires chewing basalt until the treads wore to slicks, approach angles hitting 35.5 degrees with the steel bumper, kissing nothing but air, breakover at 28.5 so the belly never drags, departure 36.1, clearing exit lips clean, Welsh slate quarries, blackened, rain slick, 35 degrees of razor-edge spoil heaps, sea owners threading the needle at walking pace, Recaro seats bolted to a ladder frame that laughs at torsion, Carraro beam axles with Eaton lockers splitting power 50-50, while the central diff yawns open in low range. No scrape even when the skid plates hover a fingernail above fractured slate because the chassis is boxed-boron steel and the body mounts isolate twist. In Scotland's Cairngorms, a diesel quartermaster pickup on 33-inch all-terrains held a measured 37-degree peat bog incline for 90 seconds. Turbo whistling thin, the anti-roll bars disconnected, so the body rolled 30 degrees, yet the doors sealed watertight. Out in the Peak District, a gas trial master on BF Goodrich KO2s aired to 10 psi crawled a 40-degree limestone ledge, the front bash plate sparking like flint, the 8-speed holding second gear at 1500 RPM, while the rear camera fed a crystal view of the abyss. And because the Grenadier's wheelbase stretches to 115 inches with a 50-50 weight balance, it plants like a safe on ice. The optional worn winch rated at 12,000 pounds, laughing at stuck Land Cruisers. It's built like Land Rover remembered the Defender's soul, forgot the chrome, and kept the guts. Raw, analog, unstoppable. So yeah, pick your poison. Gravity's the judge. These are the defendants.